I hope you can hear me. Okay, class notes going on with the side triangle. So now we did the bottom position, top position mechanics, and now we're going into how you can capture a side triangle from a standing position. So it is kind of a roundabout way, but you can still land in the side triangle, and it's kind of keeping with this idea of being able to go from stand-up and directly finding a path to a submission. So the first idea is that we're both kind of here in our stance, we're kind of hand fighting, and the idea is that I'm able to get dominant position, and I can pull a snap down and get his head down. And from here, I immediately lock onto a Kimura lock. Back up a bit, because you're about to go diving into one of the wooden bags. Okay, so I lock up a Kimura, and from here I can do, we've done this in a lot of classes, I call it the Kimura Gaeshi. I use the Kimura lock to execute a Sumi Gaeshi, which immediately throws me into a T Kimura, and from here I bring my leg over, and I've got my side triangle trap, and then it's just a matter of finishing the choke. Okay, same thing from a different angle, going this way so you can see from his rear view, you hear? So you can see from his rear view what I'm doing with my body, okay? So the idea is I've got his wrist and his collar, and I've got this collar tie. And I use my body weight and a backwards motion to snap his head down. And his forward motion gives me this Kimura lock. From here, take a step closer, hook in to his hip joint, and my knee is looking out. My knee isn't like this. My knee is here, and I've got basically body-to-body contact. And now I just kind of jump with this foot between his legs. And I kick him over. The kick is more just to steer him. I don't really need it for the throw. The thing that's really getting the throw is me jumping between his legs. Because what I'm basically doing is just no resistance, just kind of, if I pull his head down here, he can resist. Try not to fall. Okay? Now if I can put his head basically between his legs, he's kind of always going to fall because he's in a very weird balance position. So now essentially doing that, and then I come from here, snap it down, grab my Kimura, over this way so they can see. Like I said, this leg comes in here. My knee is on his ribs, on the opposite side as where I've got the Kimura. And I'm going to go slow, okay, just so you know. And now I just kind of bring my body between his legs, and that's honestly just too much weight for him to hold, and he just kind of executes a forward roll on his own without wanting to. So that's one way to enter the side triangle from the standing position, this Kimura Gaeshi technique. You can ask him, I do this a lot. It's annoying. It's really annoying to everyone. Especially with the next way we're going to do it, which is even more annoying. So that's the next step. So that's in the next chapter. Yeah, okay. So. That's what. No. Okay, so this time, this is really annoying, especially the guys who are good at single legs. So the idea is that, let's go a bit farther away. So this time, the idea is my opponent, he's like fighting and he gets a single leg. So the first thing I do is I start using head control so that he can't immediately take me down to the ground. This isn't going to give me an eternity, but it's going to give me a little bit of time. So try to take me down. Yeah, you see, you almost fell down yourself. So it gives me a little bit more time. So, and from this head control position, I immediately shove his head over, and now I've got my Kimura hook, and now I've got the lock, and now he's essentially giving me the perfect position for the leg. All I have to do is basically sit my butt to this foot, and he's gonna fall. Or he does an epic face plant, one or the other. So sometimes I'll actually, if I know my opponent likes single legs but he's not really good at them, I'll actually bait him a little bit. And then I give him the leg, but not the, I won't do the down block so that he'll want to go. And while he's trying to pick up the leg, I'll immediately shove his head to the side and snake my arm in. And now I've got this forward edge. And normal choking mechanics. Okay, so those are two ways you can enter the side triangle directly from the stand-up. In general, even though these kinds of positions don't happen as much, I mean, normally the Kimura Gaishi I can land. I can't normally get directly into the side triangle, but I just think it's very important to practice it that way. Because again, that's why we're in Jiu-Jitsu. We want to do submissions. No one looked at UFC 1 and thought Hoist Gracie had great guard retention. They said, oh, the submissions are awesome. And I think that's kind of where we should kind of focus in our stand-up. Always be looking for the submission. And honestly, just a little outside reading, Sambo guys are really good at this. Things like rolling knee bar, sacrifice throw, footlocks, it's really beautiful to watch. I think a lot of these kind of entries that I'm doing right now, and also things I do in leg lock entries from the standing position, I kind of copied directly from Sambo DVDs I like to watch. So just a quick tip. Anyway, that's all. I have to go make dinner, and I think you want to eventually go home. So, okay, bye-bye. See you next week.